We're the three best friends that anyone can have, and we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Three Best Friends video, and today we're going to be talking about my vintage Star Wars action figure collection. With me is my son Garnett and Uncle Dave. So when I was a kid, Star Wars was a really big deal, and before Star Wars, kids in the neighborhood would only play cops and robbers or cowboys and Indians or army men or what have you, and then Star Wars came out and just changed the world. And so everybody, after school, on weekends, all we wanted to do was play Star Wars. And of course, then the merchandise came out. But what originally happened was, the original company that was supposed to make the action figures was called Mego. And they actually refused. And so Kenner picked up the contract. But they weren't really ready for this big global phenomenon that Star Wars was. And so at Christmas time, they didn't have any action figures for anybody. So they had this thing called the Early Bird certificate package. And what it was this cardboard display, like a diorama, and had pictures of the original 12 action figures, but you also got this certificate that would say if you mailed it in, you would get 4 action figures. And they were
Luke, Leia, CHEWBACCA, and R2-D2.
And R2-D2. And so you mailed in the certificate, but they didn't come until like February. So that's why it was also known as the Empty Box Christmas of 1977. You got nothing. You just got a piece of paper that promised that you are going to get Star Wars figures. So it was both exciting and disappointing, and it really was hard to wait another 2 months to get the action figures. And a really interesting grouping of 4 characters. You thought it would be like Luke, Vader, maybe R2 and C-3PO, but not like Leia, but CHEWBACCA. These are my original action figures. And they're in an Empire Strikes Back case, only because my original Star Wars case was thrown away when I was a kid. But I held on to these, and so here we go. Let's take a look at the first tray, and these are the original 12. So Garnet, why don't you pull one out, and let's talk about it. Oh, yes.
This is the JAWA, I believe?
Yeah, hold it up. Yeah, I loved the JAWAs when I was a kid. I just loved the way they looked. I loved the way they sounded. It was
mysterious.
Just, oh yeah, and they were like little, like kids, and I love the JAWAs. Now, originally he came with a cloth. Well, the original I think came with a plastic cape, and then when they did another reissue, it came with a cloth hood, and he had a special gun that no other character used. Oh, by the way, all the guns and stuff and lightsabers are in a little different baggie or whatever. So, okay, so love the JAWAs.
Wait, what noise does he make?
I don't know. Okay, what's next, Garnet? So these are the original 12 that came out. So what else you got?
Let's go down the line there.
All right. Okay, Princess Leia. I remember playing in the neighborhood, and we had, there was a couple boys and a couple girls, and the girls always hated being made Princess Leia because they actually wanted to be Han and Luke. That's how popular they were. So girls usually didn't like getting stuck playing Princess Leia because in the movie she really didn't do anything but kind of complain a little bit. So yeah, in her white gown, and the cape is plastic. It's old enough that the cape started to tear on the shoulder a little bit. I don't even know if you can, if you can see that. And yeah, and they discolored a little bit. It's kind of like a little yellow, and wow, there's some dirt on her cape.
Ew.
In kind of an awkward spot.
It looks like poop.
Yeah. So, okay, who's next, Brian?
Luke.
Ah. Now, I always remember as a kid, they had these, what they called a telescoping lightsaber. So the lightsaber was tucked into the arm, and it had like a little thin piece, and you would grab that and pull it, or it actually had a little knob on the back that you would push. And that's how the lightsaber came out. But the really weird thing is that, and I think I actually remember having it, or somebody in the neighborhood had it, but I think the original one actually had brown hair, like as brown as Han Solo. And I don't know if the blonde was first and the brown was second, but I think the brown was first. And the other thing that was really weird is that his lightsaber was yellow.
What?
Yeah, it's yellow.
That's rare even now.
Yeah, it just doesn't, yeah. In fact, it wasn't until later canon that they actually had anything other than blue, green, and red. But, yeah, he's a bit dirty and used as well. I wasn't the type of kid, I mean, keep in mind, I was 8 years old. I was 7 when the movie came out, and I was 8 when the figures got here. But, I played with them. There was no doubt. So, who's next, Garnet?
Not mint in package.
That's right.
OBI-WAN.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or Old Ben Kenobi.
Old Ben Kenobi. He
What
lives
is
out
Old
by
Ben?
the Dune Sea.
Yeah.
And,
He also has the lightsaber.
Yes.
Wait, can I talk?
Yeah.
Luke was in the movie. Luke was attacked by sand people, and Obi-Wan made a weird noise.
Yeah, it came out, he was like,
and scared them away.
yeah. Now, he had a blue lightsaber. It was kind of like a cyan blue. It was really bright and vivid. But again, the plastic cape, I don't know. This one held up a lot better. This one doesn't have any tearing at all. I don't know how Leia got so beat up. But yeah, same thing. With you either pull the little tab in the front or slide the little lever on the back. I loved Ben Kenobi. Alec Guinness was so amazing.
Leia's probably beat up because nobody likes her.
Oh, she got left in the dirt outside.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next? Oh,
Han Solo.
dun dun dun.
Man.
Wait, can I say a phrase from a movie?
Yeah,
Han Solo. You're
Well,
a dead man.
you're a dead man. That's from which?
Force Awakens.
So, okay, so you like Force Awakens, right?
Yeah, but
Is it the best one ever, or
No.
which one's the best one ever?
then A New Hope.
Oh, the original when I was a kid.
Yeah, but I think the lightsaber lighting could have been better.
Oh, in the original movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about you, Uncle Dave?
I like Empire Strikes Back the best.
I know everybody likes Empire the best. I'm the one that's different. So convince me. Why is Empire better than A New Hope or Force Awakens?
You have so many new characters. You meet Yoda. You find out about Vader being Luke's father. Luke is injured, and then it ends on kind of a down note. There's Hoth and Dagobah, and all these Bespin, all these interesting locations.
Yeah, I totally see.
3PO gets shot,
Yeah.
and it's just like really.
I can totally see why overwhelmingly Star Wars fans like Empire, but I stay true to the original film. I mean, it just like the movie could still stand completely on its own if no other movie was ever made. And it just ended on a triumphant note, and they received medals, and it was just the nostalgia of being in that theater when I was 7. So okay, so let's Han Solo.
Did he have a gun or?
Yeah, he had. Yeah, it was the same short laser that he's famous for.
DL-44 Blast Tech.
I think Dave knows a little something about Star Wars. Now, what was unique about Han Solo was there was actually 2 Han Solos. One was called Big Head Han Solo, and the other one's called Small Head Han Solo.
Is that big head or small head?
I'm not sure. All right, so the other thing that's interesting is he's the only one that didn't have straight arms, I think. He actually had the bent arm. I guess because he always had a gun in his hand. I don't know. But very, very cool.
And his pose was like this.
Yeah, like in that photo. So what's interesting though is his pants are black, but I could have sworn in the movie his pants were like navy blue.
Yeah, they're very dark blue.
So I don't know if that was something that they corrected later and there was a different Han Solo and this is now worth $1 bajillion because I got the black pants Han Solo. But everybody wanted to be Han Solo. When we went outside to play, we all argued over, no, you were Han Solo last time. It's my turn. And then it was Han Solo first,
Well, he's
then
the
Luke
guy.
Skywalker, and then who has to be Princess Leia? And nobody wanted to be the droids because they didn't really get to say anything.
Yeah.
So, okay. Speaking of droids, who's next?
R2-D2.
Yep. In fact, his head's backwards.
Oh, it turns.
Oh yeah, it does turn and it makes a different noise. One way it was, I don't know if you can hear that, and the other way was a higher pitched click.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's a little dirty. It's like something spilled on him.
The chrome top, though, is really...
Oh, yeah, the chrome top is still in great shape. It's interesting because they didn't do the three-legged R2 until much later, so I remember always having trouble getting him to stand up. And if you ever had an action figure where the limbs actually got really loose, you could never just stand them up. They would always fall over.
Yeah.
So I have a couple that are like that.
Wait, can I do a skit real quick with this R2-D2?
Okay.
With this mouse. Help me, OBI-WAN Kenobi. You're my only hope.
I almost felt like I was back in the movie. That was amazing. All right. So who's next?
That's the best intimidation of...
Imitation?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever the word is.
Of Chewie.
All right, so CHEWBACCA. Yeah, that's a really hard sound to get down. It was like a mix. I think I remember seeing a documentary from Ben Burt who did all the sounds from Star Wars. The lightsaber, he invented the laser beams. But it was like a mix between like a boar, a tiger, an elephant.
Yeah,
there was several different animals all morphed together. It was really cool.
Guess what?
What?
The TIE Fighter was an elephant and a car running over water.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The elephant was the TIE Fighter. Good job. So Chewbacca was different because he was taller than the other action figures because he's so much taller in the movie. So
he's like 7 foot something.
Yeah, he's really tall.
Yeah, he's really tall. That's right, 7 foot. Gosh, you remember a lot of stuff, man.
I'm nerdy.
I think
You're in the right place.
We're all nerdy.
I think we all are. So, all right. So after Chewbacca, who do we have?
C-3PO.
Now,
is
this
this
one
the one
is-
that explodes?
No. That came later in Empire, I think. This is one that actually had really loose limbs, and it was hard to stand up. So we always had to just hold on to him. But very shiny.
Does he have the discolored leg?
No, that he doesn't. That is interesting. He doesn't have the discolored leg. He does have the restraining bolt on his chest, but
Wait.
that little circle right there.
Oh, he does.
So, okay, who's next?
The one who almost killed Luke.
Yes, they actually have two names. Do you remember them?
Sand People and...
Uncle Dave?
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken Raiders.
Oh, yeah!
And he had a totally different weapon. Remember the stick? The famous thing that's now a little bit of trivia that when he has a stick, it's just like
He's like...
3 or 4 frames rocks back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the stick actually had a name. I think it was a gaffa stick.
Oh, that sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, very cool. I loved them. I thought they were so cool. Not as cool as Jawas. Nothing was as cool as Jawas. But Sand People were fun. It's funny because I don't think they call them Tusken Raiders in the movie.
No,
It's only addressed as Sand People.
Yeah.
So
Look! Smooth and shiny coat.
yeah, it's the same material that they made the other capes with.
Yeah, but aren't they dirty? They wear like dirty
Yeah,
cloth.
I'm sure if these were made today, it would be cloth. So
Dirty
all right,
cloth.
who's next?
Do you know who that is?
Star Destroyer Commander. And I love these guys. I love the helmet. I thought it was really cool. But, what?
It looks like they're those rebel guys. With the
I can't
helmet.
believe you just said that because what I was thinking of, what always disappointed me, is that they never made an action figure of the guards on Tantive 4 ship.
It was like a white helmet.
It's the exact same thing, but it was a white helmet and it had like a tan visor.
And
like
blue. It was blue. And it also had blue.
Well, I think they had blue shirts with gray jackets or
Yeah.
whatever, or like grayish blue shirts. But anyway, that was my favorite character. That's the costume I wanted as a kid. But
And it's like, I think it's the very first character you see, isn't it?
it's the first. Yeah, it was one of the first. It's one of the first. I think
Or maybe
like
you
after
see
they
the
blow
droids
up the
first
thing,
or
you see,
something.
yeah, and people are running around. But So what I did as a kid was I had a couple of these, and I took one and I painted the helmet white, and then took a magic marker and put it in the screen. But yeah, so this is the Star Destroyer Commander. But like I said, a lot of times I pretended it was the Rebel. I guess they have a name, but I can't think of it. But that was my favorite guy. Yeah, Egghead. Okay, who's next? Oh.
Stormtrooper.
One of the coolest looking characters in the history of movies to me.
Didn't they change the helmet into like some sort of like a V shape?
In the prequels, yeah, the clone troopers had the V, but the stormtroopers had the separate eyes.
No, I mean in The Force Awakens, they have like a new helmet.
Yeah, it's definitely a little more stylized. Now I do remember when I wanted to be this guy with the white helmet. The only costume that they had at People's Drug at the time, which is now CVS, it used to be called People's, was a stormtrooper. And it's when we had the crappy plastic mask with the little thin elastic strap, and you breathe into it and it got all wet inside from your breath, and the vinyl outfit. But the vinyl outfit tore. So at the last minute, we had to go back over across the street to People's, and we got white poster board. And I wore a black turtleneck with black pants. And my mom cut the poster board into strips and wrapped it around and taped it. So I had like tubes of poster board on my arms and on my chest, and I couldn't move. I was like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. But I still felt special, so I guess that's all that counts. All right, who's next, Garnet? Last but not least. Oh, he's got his lightsaber still in. It's Darth Vader. Yep. Yeah. Oh, look out. So, yeah, here's the...
Ambush.
So, if you can see this, it has a tab in the back, so you could push that down. But it also had this little tip that would hang out. You see that, Uncle Dave?
Yeah.
And so you could grab that and pull that either way. But it was so funny because there was no joints. Action figures today have elbows and wrists and all that stuff. But you would just sit there and you just move it back and forth or like... hack it like this. So, definitely...
how much they moved in the first movie anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The lightsaber battle was a little anesthetic.
Yeah.
So, just the coolest villain ever. I just loved Vader. It was just so different. I remember being almost scared because I wasn't ready for him. Like, you know, there's all these cool laser beams and it's the guys with the white helmets against the stormtroopers coming through, and then all of a sudden there was this dun dun dun.
The music, yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden Vader comes through, and he doesn't say a word. He just comes up and looks around at the dead bodies like, yeah. And then you just hear this breathing, and then he just walks on by, and it was just so menacing. So these were the original 12 action figures. Whoops. These were the original 12. And I can honestly say that I was the first kid in my neighborhood that had these. And all the kids in the neighborhood came over to my house. We had a ground floor apartment. And so we had I guess that's a patio instead of a balcony. And we would just set up, we would make like shoe boxes and cut like holes in it for doors. And those would be things like spaceships and stuff. But the whole neighborhood came over because I was the only kid that had all the original 12. So very cool.